Sudden and sad demise of the services of Greyhound and Cityliner. I want to ask this question: is there any future for long-distance bus travel in this country? Brandon Duffield is going to join us now. He's the managing director of Ticketpro. His company is, I guess, at the center of this issue, as passengers would use his service as a first port of call, so to speak. Brandon, good afternoon to you and welcome. Before we get to the closure and the impact, this really is the end of an era. Did these decisions take you by surprise?
Thank you, Jeremy. Good afternoon, viewers. It was an absolute shock to the system. We really didn't think that Greyhound, a household name that's been around for 37 years, would be the first ones to, exit this market currently.
How popular are these services in this country?
It's still the number one mode of transport. Road transport, and especially long-haul and commuter bus, is the biggest. And why? Because of our diverse country and our diverse landscape where, yes, airlines are getting a hell of a lot cheaper, but an airline can't fly and then stop halfway and then pick up people. So there's a lot of pick-up and drop-off and stop-off and picking up people along the routes from here to, say, to Durban or Cape Town. So it's still a very, very crucial part of transport in South Africa.
And Brandon, how many players then are still left in the market?
There's still quite a few, Jeremy, between 15 and 18 between commuter and long-haul bus carriers that still operate in and around South Africa today.
The impact of COVID-19, what impact has it had on these services?
The only word I can use, it's been a crippling time for the bus carriers. It's not unique. Bus travel is not unique in this pandemic that's been happening. We've seen in the last 12 months revenues fall between the bus liners between 40 and 50% over the last 12 months.
So how's the landscape going to change, do you think, as a result of the closure of these two very well-known brands? I think you mentioned 37 years in South Africa, but it's an American-originated brand. It's been there much longer. It really has become an icon in global travel the world over.
Absolutely. So one of the things that we're trying to do is to break down these walls of financial and product exclusion. And through our network today, we've got 4,500 stores in where you can purchase a bus ticket. So you can purchase from a retailer as in Spar, to a petroleum outlet as in Sasol. So that means you're not limited to normal trading hours. We're listed in over 2,000 spaza shops, superettes, and wholesalers where we're taking ticketing closer to the people of South Africa, making it more convenient, saving people time and especially money in South Africa.
And Brandon Duffield, it's not just South African travellers, from what I understand. These services also operate beyond our immediate borders, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, true, Jeremy. Operate outside of South Africa in places like Mozambique, Botswana, Zimbabwe. So what we've managed to install is we've got devices in 4,500 merchants, as I've mentioned, and you can either purchase online or in-store. You can purchase a one-way ticket, or you can purchase a return ticket in South Africa or at any one of our partners in those neighbouring countries today.
Do you have a sense, perhaps, and maybe it's an unfair question, as to why these two entities threw in the towel?
So Greyhound, unfortunately, has been battling for a number of years. Gary Chaplin, the CEO, has shared for the last 2 years the struggles and the restructures that they've been trying to put in place to enable and save this carrier. And unfortunately, COVID and the reduction in the seat capacities on these different buses, I mean, today in level 3, you can only fill a bus 70%. And this was the final straw for Cityliner and Greyhound, in my opinion.
So 17, 18 left in the market. Is there an expectation, given how tough this sector is, that others potentially could go to the wall?
I'd hate to say yes, Jeremy, but unfortunately we have heard some rumblings around some commuter travellers or bus liners that have started to reduce some of their routes and reduce some of their buses. But, we're positive South Africans, and I'm sure that There's quite a few bit of intervention from government at the moment, and as Blue Label Telecoms, where we're trying to really enhance and keep this industry alive.
It is a very, very important industry. Brandon Duffield, I thank you, the Managing Director of Ticketpro, with me here on Friday lunchtime.